Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. So we
Morning,
will
ma'am.
continue the derivation of yesterday, that is E plane T. So you had seen that this is the S parameter which we had written, S11, S12, S13. Similarly, this is based on symmetry property, S12, S22. This comes from the symmetry property as S23 is equal to S32, both are same, but we know that S32 is also equal to minus S31. Similarly, S31 is equal to S13. So you will be writing it directly as minus S13. And S31 can be written as S13. And this is again S32 can be written as minus S31. And S33, because of the perfect match of load, you will be taking the value as 0. Now written the equation based on the S matrix and your S complex conjugate matrix, which is equal to unitary matrix. So you'll be getting these equations. From these equations, the third equation, you are finding out what is the value of S13, that is 1 by root 2. By comparing 1 and 2, your S13, S13 get cancelled, S12, S12 get cancelled. You will be remaining at S11, which is equal to S22. Now the next step, what you have to do is consider the matrix, that is S and S star matrix. I want you to refer the one which you have noted down. In the S matrix, consider the last row of first matrix, that is S matrix, and first column of second matrix. Consider the last row of first matrix, which is your S matrix, and first column of the second matrix, that is S star, from this which you have written, that is S star. Can you tell me what are the parameters which are when you consider the product and sum of that? Last row and first column, if you multiply, what will be the terms? Or tell me what is the last row first term?
S13, ma'am.
S13. What is
S11 star
S11 star? Next. Plus
minus S13
minus S13
into S12 star. Sorry, yes,
into
ma'am. S12 star.
S12 star, which is equal to, one more term will be 0, which
Yes,
is
ma'am.
equal to 0. Correct? Okay. Now, here you can see S13 is common in both the cases. So you can take S13 outside. Take out S13 outside. The remaining will be S11 star minus S12 star, which is equal to 0. Consider the first in the matrix last row and first column of second matrix. You can see the equations which I have written yesterday. The last column has S13 minus S13 and 0. The next column has S11, S12 star and S13 star. The last row, last element is multiplied with 0, so it will not be there. So you'll be having only S13, S11 star minus S13, S12 star, which is equal to 0. Unity matrix which I have written, which will be equal to 0. Take out S13 outside, S11 star minus S12 star will be remaining. Now, can I equate this S13 which is equal to 0? Because there are two terms which are going to 0. Can I equate this S13 magnitude is equal to 0 from these equations?
Yes,
Yes or no?
yes, ma'am.
Yes. But you know already the value of S13 is 1 by root 2. So S13 cannot be equal to 0. Correct? S13 value have already found out it is 1 by root 2. So S13 cannot be equal to 0. So the value which can go to 0 is S1 star minus S12 star, which is equal to 0. So you can write this as S11 star minus, sorry, which is equal to S12 star. Taking the complex conjugate out, or removing the complex conjugate, you will get the value of S11, which is equal to S12. This is one condition. See, from this equation, you are equating to 0. We know this already from very basic. When you equate which is equal to 0, that is S13, you know already the value of S13 is 1 by root 2. So you cannot equate S13 which is equal to 0. So it is not equal to 0. The remaining value which you have, you can equate it to 0. From that, we can take that S11 is also, S11 is also equal to S12. But from this equation, we can get still more equations of S11 and S12. If you take out the complex conjugate of this, you get S11 is equal to S12. But you know that S12 is also equal to S11, which is also equal to, from equation 5, it is S22. This is from equation 5. You can give this as equation 6. And you'll be getting all the values, that is S12 is also equal to S11, which is also equal to S22, which I will be considering it as equation 7. Now, what you'll be doing is using your equation 1, that is using equation 1 and 2, that is the equation value of, the equation of S13, that is S13 value is 4. Using your equation 1, 4, as well as your equation that is 5. You need to substitute. Substitute these values in your equation 5. So the equation will turn to S11 you have, that is S11 magnitude square plus, instead of S12 what I can write? Instead of S12, I can also write it as S11. So this will be again S11 square plus, you have 1 by root 2 as S13 value. So it is square. I'll write it as 1 by 2, which is equal to 1. You are substituting the 4, 5 in equation 1. Equation 1, you have S11 square plus S12 square plus S13 square, which is equal to 1. So the first equation, S11 square, will remain same. So you will be substituting for S12. S12 from equation 7, you know it is also equal to S11, which is also equal to S22. So I'll consider one parameter. So since I've taken S11, I can write this as S11 square plus S13 square. S13, we know the value from equation 4, it is 1 by root 2. So you can write it as 1 by 2, which is equal to 1. So if I simplify this, you will have 2 times of S11 square, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2, or 2S11 square, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 will be again 1 by 2. So if you simplify the equation of S11, what is the value we'll be getting?
0.5, ma'am.
We'll get S11 magnitude square is equal to 1 by 4, where S11 value is also equal to square root of 1 by 4, which is 1 by 2. You know S11 is also equal to S12. So even the S12 value also will be 1 by 2. S12 is also equal to S22. So again S22 value is also equal to 1 by 2. Now whether every value you have got in the S parameter, if I write the matrix of your S parameter or S matrix, so the equation I can write, what you have got here is, what is the first value? S11. S11 you have the value 1 by 2. Next value you have is S12. That is also going to be 1 by 2. The next value you have is S13. S13 is 1 by root 2. Next is S21, which is also equal to S12. So I can write it as 1 by 2. S22 is 1 by 2. So this will also go to S22, that is 1 by 2. Now here, you know S23 is equal to minus S13. So this should be minus 1 by root 2. Similarly, this will be 1 by root 2 S13. This is minus S13, that is 1 by root 2, 0. Is that correct? Any confusion in solving the derivation? If you want, I can explain it once again. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have to, they will be asking you if it is just for 4 marks in the exam, you can write directly what is E-plane, what are the characteristics, and you can just write one figure, that is enough. If they ask you for 8 or 10 marks or 12 marks, then you have to completely derive the equation for E-plane. Okay. So I'll clear the screen. So moving on to the next topic, that is one more type of your magic T or waveguide T, that is your H-plane T. So if you're going for H-plane T, so if you're going for the next parameter, that is H-plane T, E-plane T was called as series T. This is just opposite. You will call your H-plane T as shunt T. Now in your H-plane T waveguide, in which the axis of the side arm, that is, this is your side arm. You can see the difference. Previously in the E-plane, you had this as perpendicular to your collinear arms. Whereas here, the side arm is parallel to your collinear arms, which means the side arm will be in shunt with the electric field or parallel to the magnetic field of the main waveguide. So if you make the two input waveforms or waves, which if these waves are fed into two ports, that is port 1 or port 2 of the collinear arm, the output wave at the port 3 will be in phase and additive. So since it is parallel here, the structure will not change. So the output what you get will be in phase, whereas there it was perpendicular. Because of the alignment of your side arm, there was change in the phase of the output between the two ports. Port 1 and port 2, you used to get it as minus 180 degree phase shift. But since here it is parallel to your planes, so you'll be getting it as additive phase or in phase and additive. Now, if the input is fed into port 3, that is this port, the wave will split equally between your port 1 and port 2. Again, it will be in phase and it will be of same magnitude. That is the main difference of your H-plane T. Now, this plane, again, it is called as shunt T. Axis of the side arm is shunting the electric field or parallel to the magnetic field of the main waveguide. Here, port 3 is called as your side arm or E arm. Port 1 and 2 are called as collinear arm. Again, same input is fed to port 3. The wave will split equally into port 1 and port 2 in phase as well as equal in magnitude. If two waves are fed into port 1 and port 2, the output wave at the port 3 will be in phase and additive. Now, similarly, how you have derived for your H-plane T, the same way you need to derive for E-plane T as well. Sorry, how you have derived for E-plane T, you need to derive for H-plane T. Now, what is the first step which you have taken in E-plane T? How will be, I want you to tell me the derivation so that step by step, how you have done for E-plane T. What will be the first step? What you need to write, or tell me the characteristics of your H-plane T. You had written for E-plane T certain characteristics of that particular plane. For example, input is fed to 3 and output is taken at 1. So you used to take it as S32 is equal to minus S31 or S31 is equal to minus S32. Similarly, what will be the characteristics of H-plane T here? Consider you are giving the input to third plane. That is, input is given to the side arm, port 3. What will be the S parameter for giving the port input at port 3?
S3.
S3. Output is taken from first port.
1.
Yeah, which is also equal to
S32.
S32. Whether there is a phase change?
No.
No, there will not be a phase change because it is an additive as well as it is in phase. Next, same process, that is port 3 is perfectly matched, which means that your S33 value, that is S33 will be equal to 0. That is again the second step, which is the characteristics which is same. Then you will be applying the symmetricity property according to the symmetry of the reciprocal network. You know Sij is also equal to Sji. Now based on this, you will be writing the S parameter. Now if you write the S parameter, this will be again S11, S12, S13. Similarly, S21 will be written as S12, S22. Now we'll write it here. S12 is equal to S21. Similarly, S13 is equal to S2, S31. Now, talking about S23, this is also equal to S32. Now, we know S32 is also equal to S31. So, I can write this as S31. This is again equal to S13. So, instead of S23, I can write here directly as S13. This is S31. Again, I can write it as S13. This particular term is S32. We know this is also equal to S31, which is also equal to S13. So this will be S13. Last term will be 0. So this will be the S matrix for your H-plane T. Now the next step, again, it remains same. You will be writing the S matrix and the complex conjugate, which is equal to unity matrix. So if I write your S parameter, it is S11, S12, S13, S12, S22, S13, 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 0. This is your complex conjugate, S11 star, S12 star, S13 star, S12 star, S22 star, S13 star, again S13 star, S13 star and 0, which is equal to the unity matrix, that is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Now the next step, you know what you have to do. You have to consider the first row of the first matrix. Similarly, first column of the second matrix. So the equations will be S11, S11 star plus S12, S12 star plus S13, S13 star is equal to 1. If I consider the magnitude of this, it will be S11 square plus S12 square plus S13 square is equal to 1. Consider this as equation 1. Again, consider second row, second column. So you'll have the equation S12 into S12 star plus S22 into S22 star plus S13 into S13 star, which is equal to 1. Again, this will be S12 square plus S22 square plus S13 square is equal to 1. This is your second equation. Again, third equation, it is third row, third column, S13, S13 star plus again S13, S13 star is equal to 1. So we'll have S13 magnitude square plus S13 magnitude square is equal to 1, which will be your third equation. I hope this is same. There is no confusion because you will be doing similarly like your E-plane. The same concept you are applying it here also. Now what is the next step? You can use the equation 3, find out the value of S13. So if you substitute it or if you just simplify it from equation 3, you will have 2 times of S13 square, which is equal to 1. So S13 is nothing but 1 by root 2, which is also the value of S31, which is again the value of S23, which is again the value of S32. So all these three values you have got. Now next step what you will be doing is consider from the matrix the product of third row, that is similarly product of third row of first matrix and first column of second matrix. So you can write from the equation of matrix, that is last column what you have, sorry, third row what you have is S113 and S113 multiplied with S13 multiplied with first column is this one. So it is S11 star plus S13, S12 star. This 0 and this will be 0, which is also equal to 0. Again, you'll be taking out S13 outside. So you'll have S11 plus star plus S12 star, which is equal to 0. But you know that again, the value of your S13 will not be equal to 0. But again, compare till here, it is fine. Just tell me so that I can clear the screen if you're okay with this. First, write down the equation. Similarly, write down, multiply the first row and the first column. Similarly, second row, second column, multiply it. So you'll be getting the equations in terms of the matrix. Then find out what is S13. Then write down what is the product of third row of first matrix and the first column of second matrix. So you'll get the value of the matrix where S13 as well as S11 star plus S12 star, which will be equal to 0. Now this particular matrix here, S13 will not be equal to 0. You have to consider S11 star plus S12 star, which is equal to 0. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll clear the screen. Now what you'll be doing is, now consider the equation of the one which you have got, the last equation, that is S11 star plus S12 star, which is equal to 0. Before this, consider the equation, that is the first equation. You will be substituting all the equations. You know S11 is also equal to minus S22. The equations which you have taken. For example, S11, just a minute, you can first solve this. So this will be S11 star is equal to minus S12 star. Remove the complex conjugate. You will get it as S11 is equal to minus S12. So this is one equation you'll be getting. S11 is equal to minus S22. What is the equation number?
4, ma'am.
You can consider this as equation 4. Now the next step what you have is you need to substitute, considering the first equation which you have taken. The first equation we have written S11 square plus S12 square plus S13 square, which is equal to 1. Now we need to substitute for all these values for first equation. That is, use equation 4. Then the equation number you just write for, I think it is S13 given equation number. Substitute these two equations in 1. So you know S11 will remain same, because S11 square. Again, S12 square it is. S12 value is minus S11. Minus S11 when you write here, it will be inside your square plus S13 square is equal to 1. So since minus S11, you know, you can, it is inside the square, it will be positive. S11 square plus 1 by S13 is 1 by root 2. So it is 1 by 2 is equal to 1. So that is 2 times of S11 square, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2. So 2 times of S11 square is equal to 1 by 2. So I can write S11 as square root of 1 by 4, which is also equal to 1 by 2. So S11 value, what you get is 1 by 2. Okay. Now you got all the values. Any value is remaining. S11 is 1 by 2. S12 will be minus 1 by 2 because you know it is minus S12. S13 you have got. Which is the one which is remaining?
S22.
S22. What you have to do for S22?
Compare 1 and 2.
Compare 1 and 2. Compare the equations 1 and 2. If you compare the equation 1 and 2, you will be getting it as S11 square plus S12 square plus S13 square, which is also equal to S12 square plus S22 square plus S13 square. From this, S13 will get cancelled, S12 will get cancelled. You will have S11 is equal to S22. So you can write the same value for S22. That is S11 is also equal to your S22 value. So write the equations of S matrix. So you'll have the S matrix as the first equation, what you have S11 value you have got is 1 by 2. Similarly, S12 is minus 1 by 2. S13 is 1 by root 3, root 2. S21 is minus 1 by 2. S22 is 1 by 2. This is 1 by root 2. And this is again 1 by root 2. S32 is nothing but minus 1 by root 2. Plus 1 by root 2. And one more is 0. Is that correct? What is the difference between your E-plane and H-plane T S parameters or S matrix? Whether both are same? Both the values?
No, ma'am.
No. Instead of S13, what you have got there was it is minus. But here you will have the negative term coming in your port 1 and port 2. That is minus S21. The values will change, but the parameters signs will change. When you consider your E-plane T, you got it as 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, 1 by root 2. That is for your H-plane, minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0. Whereas when you consider E-plane, this will be positive, this will be positive, where you have negative terms coming in, S23 term and your S32 term. So that is how you derive both the equations. So same procedure, just you have to make sure all changes represent or comes only in the case of this. In H-plane T, this is equal, whereas when you consider your E-plane T, it is negative. So only this difference will change the equations. This is 180-degree phase shift in E-plane T. This is in phase, where if you consider for H-plane. Any confusion in solving, please let me know. Those who have others who have not understood. Okay. So this is about your H-plane T. Moving on to the next one or next type which comes in the waveguide T, that is called as magic T. Now when we talk about magic T, this is again all E-plane T and H-plane T which both we have considered. Those are all 3-port devices. Whereas when you come for your magic T, this is a 4-port device or it is a hybrid T. It is also called as hybrid T and it is a 4-port device. Now you have the ports here. If you see, there is one arm which is called as arm A, or it is a collinear arm 1. The other arm which you have, it is arm B, which is collinear arm 2. Similarly, you have E-plane arm as well as you will have H-plane arm, or we also say it as E-plane P junction, and this is H-plane P junction. If you see the figure, you can make it or you can analyze. It is nothing but the combination version of a combined version of your E-plane T and H-plane T. If you just forget about this E-plane T, just imagine this is not there. This is just a ulta T structure, which is nothing but your E-plane T. If you forget about this perpendicular arm, which is shown here, it is just a parallel or it is just a T structure horizontally, which means this is your H-plane T. So you're combining the both properties of your E-plane T and H-plane T and finding out certain parameters or certain properties. Now this is called as an hybrid T or as a magic T. Now since you have E-plane T and H-plane T, E-plane T will give you differences, whereas H-plane T will give you the sum. So this particular magic T will be able to produce the sum and differences of two input signals simultaneously. Now, it is already shown here, you have four arms. One is shunt arm, which is nothing but your H-plane. One is series arm, which is your E-plane, and two side arms. There is no coupling between your shunt and series arm. Then all the four ports are perfectly matched. Now, if you consider the input is fed to the port, it is equally divided into port 1 and port 2 with 180-degree phase shift. That is your E arm. So if you are feeding the input to port 3. Similarly, if wave is fed into your port 4, then it is equally divided into port 1 and port 2. It will be in phase, which is H arm. So if you give the input to this particular port, you will get the output across these two ports, which will be in phase. If you give the input to your E-plane arm, you will be getting the inputs across your port 1 and port 2, which will be of difference or it is of 180-degree. Now, the one thing which you have to remember is, now because there is a coupling in between an E and H plane, when you give input to port 3, or if you consider it as E-plane, you can see there will be no output occurring across your H-plane. H-plane will be blocked by your E-plane and you will be getting the output only across port 1 and port 2. Similarly, if you give the input across your H-plane, you won't be getting the output across your E-plane. You have the experiment to do this, like how you will be able to, like how H-plane will be coupling for E-plane so that output of the E-plane will not be coming, you will not be getting the output across the E-plane. Instead, you will be getting equal outputs across your port 1 and port 2. Similarly, if you give to E-plane, you'll be getting the output across port 1 and port 2, but you'll not be getting output across your H-plane. We will derive it, how you'll be able to find it out. Now, if the waves of equal magnitudes are fed into port 1 and port 2, and the output are at port 3 are subtractive, and hence 0, total output will appear additively at port 4. Hence, port 3 is called difference port arm and port 4 is called sum arm. That is, till now we have spoken that E-plane will be given input, H-plane will be given input. Anywhere you can give the input. Suppose if you give the input to port 1 or if you give to port 2. Here, since E-plane is with respect to difference, this port 3, if you consider, it will be the subtractive port. If you consider H-plane as your sum port, or H-plane is the additive port, so the total output what you get across the output will appear additively across the port 4. So port 3 is called as your difference arm and port 4 is called as your sum arm. Now considering this, you're going to derive again the equation for or the derivation for the magic T. So I want you to tell me the properties of magic T, like how you have considered initially for E-plane and H-plane T. What will be the characteristics of magic T? Or tell me how many port means what are the S parameters you will be having? Is that okay, your understanding?
S11, S12, S13, S14 now.
S11, S12, S13, S14, S21, S24, S31, S32, S33, S34. Similarly, S41, S42, S43, S44. Now, this are the four, or this is a four-port junction which you have E plane E and H plane T. So you'll have this scattering matrix in the order 4 cross 4. Now, you are using a H plane T here. What is the property of H plane T? First, the property of H plane T or the characteristics.
S41 is equal to
Property of H plane T. If you give the input to port 3.
Additive, ma'am.
Additive.
Yes.
That means the parameter will be S32 is equal to
S31.
S31. This is the first property for your H plane. What will be for E plane? Because of E plane T, what will be the property? Consider you are giving this is input as port 3. E plane as port 4.
S42 is equal to minus S41.
Yeah. If you consider as fourth port, the output will be S42
Perfectly
is
matched,
equal
ma'am.
to minus S41. See, you have ports like this. This is your port 1. This is your E plane. This is your H plane. This is your port 2. Now this I am considering it as port 3. This is your port 4. If suppose H plane is given, you know output will not come out of E plane. You will have only the output coming out of 1 and 2. So you will have input, output, input, output. Both are additive, so both are equal. S32 is equal to S31. Now when I give for port 4 input, you know H plane there will be no output. You'll be getting port 1 and port 2 across, port 1 and port 3 the output. But you know that is again phase shift. There is a phase shift across the output. Input, output, input, output. There is a negative sign. So this is with respect to your E plane T. Now, there is one more property to remember. Now, you know that both E and H arm are perfectly matched, which means that which all parameters will be 0?
S11,
S44,
S22, S33, S44.
All 4?
no, only 33 and 44, no.
Yeah, only 33. S33 is equal to 0. S44 is equal to 0 because you are taking your E plane and H plane. H plane as well as E plane, both are perfectly matched, which means that S33 is equal to 0, S44 is equal to 0. Now, there is one more concept to remember here. If your microwave power or signal is fed into port 3, it cannot induce the dominant mode in port 4. That is, if you give for port 3, you will not be able to get it across your port 4. Vice versa, if you give for port 4, it will not be available across your port 3. So you can say that port 3 as well as port 4, it will, suppose when you give the input and other port, you will not be getting the output. Such port, you can say that they are called as isolated ports, where when you give the input, the other port will not be able to give the output. And when you give the input to H plane, the other port will not be able to give the output across E plane, which means that it is designed in such a way that E and H are isolated from each other. So because of that, you'll be not getting the output. So those are called as isolated ports. Can you tell me which are the S parameters which defines this isolated ports? Or, for example, I'm giving input across port 3. I'm not able to get the, I should get the output across port 4. Which is the S parameter?
S34 and S43.
Yes, yeah,
S4.
S34. That is, if you give the input, output across port 4. Similarly, if you give the input, output across port 3. What should be the value of this? S3 if I give, output is not available across port 4. Output, input if it is given to port 3, output is not available
Zero, ma'am.
across 3. Yeah, both are isolated. So the values of S43 and S34 are 0. Very, very important property you need to remember, because you'll be not remembering this. Rest all you can find it out. So first thing, write down what is for H plane considering the third input. Consider what is E plane considering by giving for fourth input. E plane and H plane T are perfectly matched, which means S33 is equal to 0, S44 is equal to 0. Isolated ports are nothing but when you give input and output will not be coming out of that port, because E and H both are isolated because of the design in the magic T. So you'll have S34 is equal to 0, S43 is equal to 0. The fifth characteristics which you're considering is the symmetry property. As usual, you know the symmetry property says that Sij is equal to Sji, which means that S12 is equal to S21. Similarly, S13 is equal to S31. Then you have S14 is equal to S41 and S23 is equal to S32. Similarly, S24 is equal to S42 and which all remaining? S34 is equal to S43. Is that correct? S12, S13, S14, S23 is S32, S34 is S43, again S24 is S42. So these are the symmetry properties which you can apply. Now here when you write the symmetry property for all these, S12 will be equal to S21, S13, S23 is equal to S32. But what does this property say? S23 is equal to S32, but you also know S32 is also equal to S31. This is again equal to S13. So this is one simplification. Next, if you come to S24, consider your S24. S24 is also equal to S42, but see the E-plane T property. S42 is also equal to minus S41. So I can write this as minus S41, which is also equal to minus S14. This is from the symmetry property. Rest all remains same. So you can do one thing, write down the updated S parameter here. Which all will change? S12 will be, or we can rub this and write till the changed parameter applying the symmetry property. You can write S21 as S12, S22, S23 as minus S13, and you have here S24, or you can write it as S42 or S42, S24. Again, the next one you have is S13, the next one is S32.
Ma'am, S23 is S13, ma'am, not minus.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, correct.
S24 will become minus S14.
S22, S23 will become
S13.
S13. Okay.
Then the next term becomes minus S14 because it is equivalent
Minus,
to S24.
yeah, minus S14, correct. The last one we have to consider. The next term is S31. What about S32? This will be S13.
S13.
Yeah, this is S33. S33, you can take it as 0 because it is perfectly matched. What about S34?
0 again.
S34, you can apply this isolated port, that will be 0. This is again S14. What about S42? It is minus
Minus S1.
S14. This is again 0. No, 0.
0 and 0, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 0 and 0. Okay. So this is the updated S parameters. Is that okay for everybody? Apply the properties or characteristics, then update your S parameter. Now, after writing the S parameter, you have to again derive, applying same concept. What is the next step you have to do after getting S parameter? What is the next step you have to do?
S into S conjugate is equal
Unity
to
Yeah.
matrix.
Which is equal to unity matrix. Start doing S into S star, which is also equal to your unity matrix, which will be again unity matrix here. It is 4 cross 4. So you will be getting it as S into S star is equal to unity matrix, which will be S11, S12, S13, S14, S12, S22, S13 minus S14, S13, S13, 0, 0. This is again S14 minus S14, 0, 0. Take the complex conjugate of this. It will be S11 star, S12 star, S13 star, 0. This is S12 star, S22 star, S13 star, sorry, this is S14 star. This is minus S14 star. This is S13, S13 star, 0, 0. S14 star minus S14 star, 0, 0, which is equal to the unity matrix 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Now I want you to complete it and come. What is the next step? Consider, I'll tell you the steps. Consider the first row and first column. This is of first matrix. This is of second matrix equated to 1. Similarly, second row and second column equated to 1. Third row, third column equated to 1. Fourth row, fourth column equated to 1. Make those equations as 4 equations. From this, that is third and fourth, you will be able to get what is S13, what is S14 values. I think you will be getting it as same, that is 1 by root 2. Both the values you will be getting, 1 by root 2 and 1 by root 2. Once you get both the values, compare your equation 1 and 2. You will be able to get what is exactly S22, or that value is equal to S11. You will get this equation if you equate. You have to equate 1 and 2. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4. From 3, you will be getting S13. From 4, you will be getting S14. Equate 1 and 2, you will be getting equations for S22 and S11. That is equal to S22, which is equal to S21. Sorry, S11. Now, whatever the values you have got from the equations, use that equation, that is S13 and S14, and substitute in the equation 1. The first equation, first row, first column, so that you will be getting an equation. That equation is nothing but, if I say, you will be getting it as S11 square plus S12 square, which is equal to 0. This will be the one when you substitute these two values in equation 1, that is first equation. So both the values you'll be getting. From that, you find out what are the other values of your magic. Try to do it and come. If you don't understand, I can help you out in the next class.